Hello, this is VNews Broadcast Daily, and following are today's highlights.
Vice President Nguyễn Thị Doan attends Francophone Summit in Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Meeting marks Global Hand Washing Day. U.S. helps remove unexploded ordnance left by the war in Quảng Nam.
Vice President Nguyễn Thị Doan is leading a Vietnamese delegation to attend the 14th Francophone Summit in Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of Congo, from October 12th to 14th. On October 12th, she met with Secretary General of International Francophone Organization, Abdou Diouf.
At the meeting, Doan affirmed Vietnam's consistent policy by attaching importance to cooperation with the International Francophone Organization as well as other organization members, pledging that Vietnam will continue to actively take part in Francophone activities. The International Francophone Organization's Secretary General praised Vietnam's efforts in boosting French teaching and learning in Vietnam and Asia Pacific, including countries which are not members of the organization. The same day, Vice President Doan met with Djibouti's Prime Minister, Haiti's Foreign Minister and Romania's Secretary of State to exchange bilateral cooperation between Vietnam and those countries. She also witnessed the signing ceremony of a French teaching project for diplomats and civil servants between Vietnam and the International Francophone Organization.
Over 1,700 domestic and foreign representatives attended the meeting in Hanoi on October 13th in response to Global Hand Washing Day, which falls on October 15th.
The event was organized by the Ministry of Health, the Unilever Foundation, and the United Nations Children's Fund. It has the slogan, Clean Hands Save Lives, and its driving theme is Children and Schools. Deputy Minister of Health Nguyễn Thành Lam said the World Health Organization advises that hand washing with soap can reduce the risk of infecting diarrhea by 35%. Lam called on relevant ministry and departments to raise public awareness of washing hands with soap, turning the action into a habit towards improving the people's health.
President of the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry Vũ Tiến Lộc has called on Vietnamese business people to unite to sharpen their competitive edge in the global market.
At the Vietnam Business Forum in Hanoi on October 13, Lộc said this year's event took place while the community of business people are struggling with domestic economic slowdown. Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade Trần Quang Khánh said in the short term, banks should extend payment deadlines and offer lower interest rates to businesses. He also urged them to work closely with the government to tackle challenges towards stabilizing the macroeconomy and restructuring the economy. Economic experts at the event said the monetary policy needs to be adjusted in a more flexible manner to both curb inflation and create favorable conditions for businesses to thrive. According to them, investment environment also needs improving to restore investors' confidence from all economic sectors. Nearly 472,000 businesses out of over 675,000 are operating across Vietnam. In the past 9 months of this year, around 40,000 closed down or halted operations, up 6.5% from the same period last year.
A workshop highlighting the role played by agricultural cooperatives in combating poverty took place in Hanoi's outlying district of Mê Linh on October 12th. The event was part of activities in the run-up to World Food Day, which falls on October 16th.
The event, themed Agricultural Cooperatives, Key to Feeding the World, was organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. Statistics released at the workshop showed that there are 19,500 cooperatives in Vietnam, of which 9,000 are in the agricultural sector, with a membership of 6.7 million. The rate of farmer households participating in cooperatives is about 58%.
Will be very important in ensuring that the farmers could obtain support in the marketing, in the inputs, in new technologies, and they would be key to ensuring food security.
Shozi cited the evidence showing that strong cooperatives and producers were able to mitigate the negative effects of food shortages and other crises. She said the Food and Agriculture Organization will support member governments in helping cooperatives to thrive through issuing adequate policies, legal frameworks, economic incentives, and holding forums encouraging policy-making dialogue.
Two foreigners and Vietnamese have been presented with insignias for their contribution to the development of Vietnam's culture, sports and tourism.
They are Mali chef Vladimir Sergeyevich, rector of the Russian University of Cinematography, and David Marmer, president, and Đoàn Thị Kim Hồng, vice president of the Mrs. World Organization. Mali chef Vladimir Sergeyevich has contributed to the success of the Russian Days in Vietnam and the Vietnamese Days in Russia from 2007 to 2011. His university has helped train many Vietnamese students in the field of cinematography, including directors, screenwriters, cameramen, and artists. Meanwhile, David Marmer and Đoàn Thị Kim Hồng played an important role in the organization of Mrs. World pageant in Vietnam in 2009. The contest helped bring Vietnam image to foreign friends.
Women in Vietnam should be recognized for their contributions to climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction, a conference held on October 12.
Figures from the United Nations showed that between 1990 and 2010, Vietnam ranked 6th among countries suffering the biggest losses from disasters, with 445 deaths and damages worth $1.8 million every year. According to the Vietnam Women's Union, women take part in most disaster preparedness activities. However, limited understanding and stereotyping of women and their roles prevented them from gaining new skills to cope with natural disasters. According to the United Nations Oxfam, Vietnamese women are rarely involved in making decisions on climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction in local governments, such as the Committee for Flood and Storm Control and Search and Rescue Committee. At the event, a representative proposed that the Vietnam Women's Union should become a permanent member of the Provincial Committee for Flood and Storm Control, thus facilitating women's efforts to raise their own voice over natural disaster reduction.
A project to clear unexploded ordnance left by the war commenced on October 12 in the central province of Quảng Nam. The project, funded by the United States government through the Mines Advisory Group, will be conducted in Bình Minh Commune, Thang Binh District between now and 2014.
Quảng Nam is defined as one of the localities with the largest volumes of bombs, mines and explosives left by the war, causing great impacts on the daily life and production activities of local people. Since its opening in July 2012, the Mines Advisory Group office in Quảng Nam has coordinated with local authorities in locating unexploded ordnance hotspots in Thang Binh District.
In 2012, with the funding from the U.S. State Department, we began with a community liaison team who have been systematically going from household to household to collect data on where the unexploded ordnance is in villages. Recently, we have now trained a new explosive ordnance disposal team who will go and clear these dangerous items. In the future, looking forward, MAG hopes that we will be able to expand our capacity in Quảng Nam, so we have more community liaison teams and more explosive ordnance disposal teams that can work in more communes in Thang Binh and then expand to other districts.
Since 1999, the U.S. government has provided over $4 billion for non-governmental organizations to support bomb and mine clearance programs in Vietnam. Quảng Nam is the third province in Vietnam after Quảng Trị and Quảng Bình provinces to receive such support.
U.S.-Vietnam relations has improved considerably over the past few years, and we could not have experienced such an improvement without addressing issues left over from the war, like unexploded ordnance and Agent Orange. So 2 months ago I was in Da Nang at a ceremony to mark the beginning of our cleanup of Agent Orange contamination at Da Nang Airport. And today we're here to mark the beginning of activities in Quang Nam of the Mine Action Group, which will help the Vietnamese government clean up unexploded ordnance in Quang Nam province. This province has great economic potential, but it needs to be decontaminated of unexploded ordnance before it can realize that potential.
Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Dinh Văn Thu, expressed his hope that the project will help create a clean land reserve for the province to develop agroforestry and build infrastructure, thus boosting the local economic development and ensuring the safety for local people.
And we come to the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.